Right, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today I want to present about the roundtable on sustainability palm oil RSPO. For the definition of RSPO,
Sorry to interrupt you, Shazwan. Are you opening your camera? I cannot see you.
the definition of RSPO, uh, they are a global not-for-profit organization with voluntary members. They are focused on bringing together stakeholders from across the palm oil supply chain to develop and implement global standards for sustainable palm oil that have six important roles in the RSPO certification. First, compliance with relevant laws and regulations. Second, implementation of good agricultural practice. Next is implementing a traceability system to track the palm oil from the plantation to the final product. Next is implementing an environmental management system such as ISO 14001 and implementing a health and safety management system. And lastly, implementing a system for monitoring and controlling pests and disease. For the upstream, uh, in this context refer to the activities that take place before the palm oil is harvested and processed, such as clearing land and for planting and maintaining the palm oil trees. Upstream activities can have a significant impact on the sustainability of palm oil production, as they can lead to deforestation and other environmental damage if not managed properly. The RSPO certification program focuses on ensuring that upstream activities are carried out in a sustainable manner. For the RSPO, for the RSPO midstream, the process that happen between the harvesting of the palm oil fruit and refining of the oil. This includes the transport and storage of the fruit as well as the extraction and clarification of the oil. The RSPO certification program focuses on ensuring the mainstream activities are carried out in a sustainable manner. This includes compliance with regulation, safe and environmentally friendly transport and good agricultural practices. For the downstream, activities for RSPO refers to the process that happen after the refining of the palm oil such as packaging, distribution and sales. These activities are not a direct focus of the RSPO certification program, but companies that use RSPO certified palm oil are required to ensure that it is properly segregated and labeled as such throughout the supply chain. Downstream activities are also important for RSPO to track the usage of certified oil and ensure that it is not mixed with certified oil non-certified oil. Uh, by doing so, RSPO can ensure that company using certified palm oil can claim to use sustainable palm oil and consumers can trust the products that they are buying and sustainably served. These quality management practices are essential for ensuring that the palm oil produced by a company is sustainably and responsibly sourced. The, the RSPO certification process is ongoing and companies are required to maintain compliance to the standards and audits are performed annually to ensure compliance. The benefit of the benefit for RSPO first uh, reconnection to a unique sustainability and supply chain integrity program, fulfilling the obligation for all actors in palm oil production and used to have RSPO certification appropriate to their activities. Second, environmentally and socially responsible buyers willing to pay a premium for responsibly produced products. Third, credibility through the integrity of the RSPO sustainability claim, enabling consumers make informed product choice in a environmentally conscious market. The elements of the RSPO certification scheme. First, RSPO principle and criteria (PNC), a series of uh, auditability requirements used by organizations in the palm oil supply chain to demonstrate system for control or of RSPO certified palm oil products. For the next is RSPO supply chain certification (SCC) standard, a set of environmental and social standards which RSPO member companies must comply with in order to produce certified sustainable palm oil. And lastly is RSPO independent smallholder, uh, self-managed, are self-managed and are not tied to any particular company. Thus, they often lack access to update farming practice need to improve their productivity. Also, they might not have the financial resources to replant aging palms leading to lower yields. For the conclusion, RSPO certification is a widely recognized and respected standard for ensuring the sustainability of palm oil production. It provides a framework for palm oil producers to meet environmental and social criteria while also promoting transparency and accountability through its complaint and dispute resolution process. This is important tool for promoting sustainable palm oil production and addressing the environmental and social impact associated with conventional palm oil production. And lastly, that can support sustainable practices and help to protect the environment and rights of workers and local communities. Oh, that's all for me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Shazwan. Okay, so can we have your friends to ask questions first? Shazwan? Okay, if there's a question, I'll ask you, Shazwan. Shazwan, how is RSPO different with MSPO? Like Azima has presented last week. How is it different?
Different.
Yeah, how is it different? Are they similar or different?
Uh, I think it's similar, but RSPO more what macam more effective ke? Um, RSPO another country can certify it and MPSO for only for Malaysia. Like,
And how are they different in terms of implementation? I mean, in terms of the contents of the certificate, how are they different? Are they similar actually?
I think many of them is similar.
Mhm. Ha. No, no. I have. Can you go back to your slide? Did you show anything about the principles and criteria of MSPO? This one just now. The second last slide, I think. Second last. Eight.
Uh,
One more. The PNC. Where? This one. So, okay. So these are the elements of RSPO certification scheme. We have RSPO PNC, we have RSPO supply chain certification standard, and we have RSPO ISH standard. So let's talk about the first one, RSPO PNC. How many principles of RSPO do we have today?
principle lah. Six. Six.
Six, is it?
Yes, six.
Okay. So MSPO, like Azima, our friend last week, presented how many? Do you recall?
About for 2022 about five.
Five or six? Five, is it? For
Five.
2022. Okay. Thank you, Azima. So perhaps later on, Shazwan, in the report, you can highlight the major differences between RSPO and MSPO. How are they different? And especially MSPO is actually mandatory for the national requirement, and RSPO is voluntary. Yeah, but if you want to export your product to one country, certain countries mandated that all producers should have RSPO certification. Okay, and now we have RSPO SCC standard and we have RSPO ISH standard. So we have more standards coming from RSPO now. I think that's all from me, Shazwan. Thank you. Good presentation, but I hope you have a better report presentation at all. Okay. Okay, thank you, Shazwan. Moving on, can we please invite Zahira to present her topic on lean certification towards sustainability. The screen is yours, Zahira. Zahira, are you there? Zahira is not responding. Can we have the next presenter to stand by to present now while Zahira is maybe Zahira can present after this after your friend. Safwan, are you there, Safwan?
Teacher.
Can you start first? Considering Zahira is not responding. I think her mic is on, but we cannot hear anything. So Safwan will present on ISO certification toward sustainability. The screen is yours, Safwan.
Yes, sir.
Can you, is that you, Safwan? Can you please start presenting?
Uh,
Are you prepared?
wait.
All right.
Okay, sir.
Okay, you may start, Sapuan.
Alright. Alright, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. A very good morning to teacher and my friends. Alright, my today I want to present about the quality management practice and agriculture supply chain for the ISO certification. Okay, so this is this is what I want to present today. Alright. Alright. So quality management is the act of overseeing all activities and tasks needed to maintain a desired level of excellence. It includes the determination of a quality policy, creating and implementing quality planning and assurance, and quality control, and also the quality improvement. So while the quality management in agribusiness aspect is a major current focus on agriculture and livestock supply chain is how to ensure the quality and food safety. One of the QMP certificate is ISO, which is done by International Organization for Standardization. Right. So what is ISO? ISO is a worldwide federation of national standards bodies, which it is a non-governmental organization that comprises the standards body from more than 160 countries with one standards body representing each member country. So what is the function of ISO? First, to facilitating world trade by provide common standard among different countries. That's to ensure that product and service are safe, reliable, and good quality. Next, to ensure that the certified product conform to the minimum standards set internationally. And last, to ensure that the food safety regulation, product manufacture, security management, and environmental management. This one of the example certificate, ISO certificate for ISO 9001. Alright, so to develop the ISO standard, it has 6-stage process. First, the proposal. Next, preparatory, commit, inquiry, then approval, and the last, publication. At the proposal stage, the industry association or consumer group make a request. Then it determine whether a new standard is indeed required. Then at the preparatory, it has to prepare a working draft of the new standard. At the commit stage, the members of the parent commit review and comment on the draft standard. Then at the inquiry stage, it distribute to ISO members for comment and ultimately a vote. If the DIS is approved at this stage without any technical change, ISO publish it as a standard. Next approval, the draft standard is submitted as a final draft international standard to ISO members. Then they vote to approve the new standard, And last, if ISO members approve the new standard, the FDIS is published as an official international standard. So these categories of ISO standard, we have ISO 31000 for the risk management, ISO 9000 quality management, ISO 22000 for the food safety management, and last ISO 27000 for the information security management system. So for the agriculture industry, we have ISO 14001 for the environmental management system. So it defined as a principle and requirement for developing and maintaining an effective environmental management strategy. For example, for land degradation, fertility loss, water reduction, and soil erosion. ISO 14001 helps promote the good practice that reduce environmental impact and ensure the legal compliance. Next, we have ISO 9001 for the quality management system, which is to promote the successful agriculture operation in the food production chain. It ensures the food safety by implementing best practice for the quality management, sampling, product specification, method of test and analysis, and requirement for packaging, transportation, and storage. This is for quality management system. Next, we have ISO 22000 for the food safety standard, which is provide the food safety management guideline for global food chains. And it is based on the fundamental principle of ISO 9001 to create, deploy, maintain, and enhance the food safety management structure based on the business rules. And last, we have ISO 45001 for the occupational health and safety standard, which is it helps the organization to reduce the hazardous factor to protect the customer, employee, and the general public. For example, for the possible incidents, injury, and disease. So how to apply the ISO certificate? First step is developing a quality management system, which is we need to appoint a project supervisor, then document their company's unique practice, then perform an internal audit, then make any necessary improvement in their practice. The next step is choosing a certifying body. They need to find a qualified register to review their operation. Then they need to select a register that hold the necessary credentials. And last, they need to draft up an ISO application contract. And the last step is to apply the certificate. First, they need to submit their quality management system documentation for pre-assessment, then pass the external audit, then review their full audit report, then submit a plan of corrective action for resolving minor non-conformities. Next, tighten up their operations to deal with major non-conformities. And last, await their ISO certification. So what is the problem of ISO? Of course, they have a problem there. First problem of ISO is the certification process can be complicated because the process need to have many steps and many things to do, and it is very complicated. Next is becoming certified takes time. So to get the certification, to get the certificate, it will take a long time. Then becoming certified take effort. So many things to do. We need to do the documentation and everything. So it takes the effort lah. So next, the certification require greater accountability, which is as we know, the ISO very expensive. So the company need to have the greater accountability. And last is ISO 9001 certification can be too expensive for smaller companies. So for the big company, I think that's not a big problem for them to apply the ISO certification. But for the smaller companies, it's one of the problem to get the certification, because the certification can be too expensive. So for the conclusion, quality management practice is very important in producing a product, especially an agriculture product. Next, obtaining an ISO certificate is one of the important achievements in ensuring and proving to the customer and distributor about the quality of the product produced. Therefore, the way or process in obtaining an ISO certificate need to be simplified and charge a lower fee so that more companies can have the ISO certificate. So that's all from me. So,
Thank you very much, Safwan. Good presentation, comprehensive presentation. Friends, can you please ask Safwan any questions to Safwan? He has touched quite comprehensive angles, perspective of ISO. Now, any questions to Safwan? Friends, I've not heard anyone from you to ask your friends. Please ask Safwan a few questions.
Can I ask question to someone? Is it ISO certificate need to renew?
ISO renews the certificate. ISO certificate based on what I know, based on my knowledge, ISO certificate need to be renewed. If I'm not mistaken, every 3 years, the company need to renew the certificate, the ISO certificate. And to renew the certificate, of course, there will be it, it has a few charge to renew the certificate. So that is also the need the cost to renew every 3 years. Okay, sir.
Okay, thank you very much, Safwan. Good presentation. I have no further question to you. Thank you, Safwan.
All right, thank you, sir.
Can we have Zahira to present, please? Are you here, Zahira? Zahira is not here. Then I invite the next presenter, Aiman. Aiman, are you there, Aiman? Okay, Aiman, you can start now, Aiman. Why is this silence? If there's no, is Aiman and Zahira is not ready, can I invite Linda, please? Linda, the floor is yours.
Sir, sir, can I present first?
Yes, yes, you can present first, Zahira.
Okay. Mana ni? Dah naik belum? Belum eh? Ya, apa ni? Mana dia? Belum eh? Dah. Okay. Slide ni dah nampak? Dah. Dah. Tak ada apa. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. My name is Nuzaira binti Zakaria. Today I would like to present about Lean certification towards sustainability. Nampak tak? Okay, the introduction for problem statement. Lack of productivity in terms of agriculture and poor cost management, as well as inefficient waste management because of the lack of involvement and emphasis in Lean certification. Objective: to investigate the function and importance of Lean certification towards sustainability. What is Lean? Lean is a methodology that has been labeled as process improvement toolkit, a philosophy, and a mindset. It originated in the 1940s. At its core, Lean is a popular approach to make efficient both manufacturing and transactional process by eliminating waste and optimizing flow while continuing to deliver value to customers. Next, Six Sigma. Six Sigma is a process improvement strategy that improves output quality by reducing defects. It originated in the 1980s. Six Sigma is named after a statistical concept where a process only produces 3.4 defects per million opportunities. Six Sigma can therefore be also thought of as a goal where process not only encounter less defect but do so consistently low variability. Next, Lean Six Sigma. Lean Six Sigma is a combination of well-known process improvement technique, which is Lean and Six Sigma, which lead the way for operational excellence.
Sorry to interrupt you, Zahira. Are you switching on your camera or not?
No?
You're not switching on your camera. Can you please switch on your camera? Can you please switch on your camera so that we can see you?
Tadi on kan? Tiba-tiba hilang. Kenapa?
Okay, I can see you now, Zahira.
Mana?
Oh, okay.
Hilang. Hilang ke?
Yeah, it's your face is missing, but then it's okay. It's okay. I think this is the we can proceed, Zahira.
Sorry, sir. I don't know what happened. Okay. Next, process improvement require employees to better understand the current state of how a process functions in order to remove the barriers to serving customers. Lean and Six Sigma have been taught as separate methods for many years. Now, the method has blurred and it's now common to see Lean and Six Sigma teachings combined together as Lean Six Sigma. It provides a systematic approach and a combined toolkit to help employees build their problem-solving power. Continue. Lean and Six Sigma are based on scientific method. They are used to support organizations looking to build a problem-solving culture. Understanding both approach is valuable when solving problems. By combining this method, we have best shot at applying right mindset, tactics, and tools to solve problems. Tak dengar? So this is the steps of Lean Six Sigma. Lean Six Sigma use 5-step method to improve process and solve problems called TMAIC. For the D is define pace, where they define the problem, and then M is measure pace, they quantify the problem. Next is A, analyze pace, identify the cause of the problem. And for I, improve pace, solve the root cause and verify improvement. And the last one is C, control pace, maintain the gains and pursue perfection. Next, the benefits of using Lean Six Sigma. Lean Six Sigma provides a competitive advantage in the following ways. The first one, well-organized process result in improved customer experience and increased loyalty. Second one, decreasing lead times, increased capacity and profitability. The third one, developing more efficient process flows, drive higher final result. And next, change from defect detection to defect prevention will reduce costs and remove waste. And engage employee in the effort, improve morale and grow people development. And this is who will be benefit from using Lean Six Sigma. Anyone who has problems to solve, including for industry, which is retail, finance, high-tech, healthcare, hospitality. And in terms of function, operations, accounting, sales, manufacturing, customer service. And for the people, they will positively impact staff, which is the closest to actual work, and they make the best resource. The employee make the best resources to improve efficiency and effectiveness of business process. It will build confidence, and develop ability to become most important asset in the business. Lean and Six Sigma common benefit. The first one is problem solved at the root. Second one, engage workforce. The third one is error reduction. And then increase capacity, greater efficiency, maximize profit, minimize cost, and operational excellence. For Six Sigma, there are 6 levels of Six Sigma, where the first one is white belt, yellow belt, green belt, black belt, master black belt, and champion. White belt, white belt level is to understand the structure and goals of Lean Six Sigma, use basic Lean Six Sigma vocabulary terms, report process issue to green and black belt. And then yellow belt, understand basic Lean Six Sigma concept, report process issue to green belt and black belt, participates on project teams and receive just-in-time training. For green belt, starts and manage Lean Six Sigma projects, has Lean Six Sigma expertise but in less detail than black belts, provide just-in-time training to others. For black belt, can report to a master black belt, has advanced Lean Six Sigma expertise, functions as a coach, mentor, teacher, and project leader for project teams. For master belt, works with leaders to identify gaps and select projects, coach, mentors, teach, monitor, and leads project, responsible for Lean Six Sigma implementation and culture change. And the last one is champion, executive leader who drive the initiative, help select project and remove barriers for project teams, support change, and develops Lean Six Sigma culture. This is a few steps to get Six Sigma certified. For the step 1, understand the management philosophy of your organization, and then choose between Six Sigma or Lean Six Sigma. Next, check out which level suits you, and then learn about the tests associated with it, enroll in a training course, and obtain your certification. Who provide Lean Six Sigma certification in Malaysia? Meridian Biz Management, MBIZM Sdn Bhd is who that is branded as Malaysia #1 Lean Six Sigma training and consultancy with training spanning across Southeast Asia, Greater Asia, and Australia. They collaborate with internationally renowned Lean Six Sigma institutions such as the International Association for Six Sigma Certification, IASSC, and the Council for Six Sigma Certification, SSC, and they are an IASSC accredited training provider. So this is the example of Six Sigma certification. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Zahira, Zakaria. I like your sharing on lean practices that we have. And one question to you, Zahira. Is lean recognized in Malaysia or internationally?
International.
Marvelous. So do you know how much one training costs for achieving the white belt, green belt, and so on?
I'm
Have
not
you-
sure, but I
Right.
think 1,000 something.
Exactly. The reason why I asked you to do this is because there are many agricultural companies that have been employing lean management practices in their companies. So which company do you know have employed lean in their business that you have come across?
I think I found IKEA.
IKEA have lean. What else? Okay, good. What else?
The first one using Lean is Motorola. What else?
In agricultural companies that you notice, or you have not noticed any agricultural companies in Malaysia that is applying lean?
For agriculture, I don't find any company.
Okay. I hope you put this in your report later on. You please you can Google actually what they have. If I'm not mistaken, Sanabi is having lean management practices, and likewise, uh, Petronas, who is preparing, who is making up the fertilizers, Petronas chemical, is it? Maybe you can try check again whether they have lean or not. Okay, as far as I can recall back, they have these lean management practices. And usually in one company, they will have these certain individuals with these belts. Okay. Usually those people are working under quality checking. They would certainly have these certifications to make sure that their firm is operating well according to lean management practices. Thank you very much, Zahira. Good presentation. I hope now I can see you. But then I do not know what's happening. I guess it's because you minimize Zoom that you open up. You were using Canva for your slideshow, was it?
Yes.
I think that's the reason why I cannot see you just now. Okay, thank you, Zahira.
Thank you, sir.
Moving on, can we please invite Sapandan? Can we have Aiman? Aiman, are you here? If Aiman is not here, Aiman, are you here? In the count of 5. Yeah, okay, good.
But need to
You can share your screen now, Aiman. I cannot hear you.
sustainability. When firstly, I want to introduce about the poultry industry sector. Poultry farming sector is the form of animal husbandry, which is domesticated birds such as chicken, duck, turkey, and geese to produce the meat or eggs for human food, especially. The poultry industry is a type of large-scale livestock industry in our country and many other countries in the world. The chicken also the types of meat that be eaten by all the race in the world. Poultry cover the various categories for broiler, egg laying chicken, village chicken, breeder chicken, ducks, and also include the poultry or other birds. Keeping the broiler is exposed to many factors that can affect the profitability and the availability of an entrepreneur. Among them are the instability of market price, input price, such as food and building material, and the changing weather and disease. Chicken also need a comfortable environment for the good growth. The most advanced of the livestock sector, poultry industry is most commercialized and integrated in production system. Next is quality management and sustainability in poultry industry. Sustainability, performance, and outcome are the major concern for the major company. Poultry management is defined as the multi-factorial practice to varying the production technique that help to minimize the efficiency of production. Sound poultry management activity are very essential to optimize the production. Scientifically, poultry management aims at maximizing returns with minimum investment. Quality management practice towards sustainability in the agriculture and livestock context, especially in the environment, social, and economic aspects, Sustainability is the process of change in the ideology and practice into the environment concern. It includes the non-polluting practice, reducing the non-chemical inputs in production system, and relying on ecological farming technique. The context of the set the food activities as healthy also to be minimize any environmental effect, use the feasible chemical, apply the food safely, and keep the environment is safe. Implement high standard of the animal raising, including the taking care of their health and also welfare, and having better workplace for employee are include of the quality management and sustainability in poultry industry. Next, we go the poultry industry supply chain and its problem and its role in the supply chain. The primary stage include the breeding, feeding, and health and housing activity. After the activity, the poultry goes to animal product, animal transport, slaughterhouse, and distribution and storage process. For the first stage, or the problem of primarily production for breeding activity, identify the sustainability criteria in animal welfare, technological innovation, and health and house management, which led to improvement of efficiency of livestock production. For animal feeding activity, under the upstream, improving the land and water management, effectively using technology, reducing the price and sustainability sourcing to enhance the nutrition food involved in selecting diet component ingredient is improving the animal health and productivity for the local feed resource or natural resource can be used. In animal health, sustainability criteria is recovered in enhance the nutrient sustainability, sourcing, improving with use of natural resource as an alternative. The criteria to identify the housing activities is the activity effective use of technology, effective better breeding, like energy efficiency, enhance the natural resource by using the local resource and ensuring the healthy diet and animal welfare and social cultural benefit affordable to price and healthy food. After that is housing activity. The poultry goes to animal product activity. Criteria are effectively uses technology advancement that focus on extending the shelf life, improvement of the sensory properties and digestibility, and enhancement of the health effect towards the food. In the midstream animal transport activity, the animal transport activity involve the expert knowledge and expert worker to overcome the stress during the handling animal welfare. For the slaughterhouse activity, it contains the step for pre-slaughter activity during the slaughtering process and after slaughtering process. For each stage, criteria for sustainability describe it as improving the land, water management, and the technological advancement of energy consumption, improving the worker knowledge and skill in maintaining the slaughterhouse activity, and including the animal treatment, cleaning, hygiene, produce, so for the it is in terms technological advancement, the sustainability criteria involve the treatment after the slaughtering process. Lastly, in the midstream activity, distribution, storage activity, which focus on the temperature, the meat chill chain, and the transportation involve the criteria of also efficient of using the technology. An example of product hygiene and product handling. Lastly, the downstream stage of poultry production management process is food processing. The criterion of good management and sustainability discuss the effectively of uses technology, equipment efficiency, and house health and house management, transportation and handling system, improving the water management, water space, effluent, air, and waste. Next, the poultry production and management process is during the retailer. The first aspect criteria with emphasizing the temperature control and packaging. And finally, the labeling. And lastly, continue to the customer. Among the certification include in the involved in poultry industry, product firstly, this is the livestock farm certification scheme. The livestock farm practice scheme is scheme amalan ladang ternakan. It's based on the concept of healthy livestock and managed with good practice for production of quality livestock that is safe to eat. The criteria for obtaining SALT recognition are based on the good agriculture practice and good animal husbandry practice, GAHP, which include the management program, livestock health, biosecurity program, sanitary program, and phytosanitary program, and farm waste and pollution management program. Such were implemented as an effort to create the standard international standard livestock for sanitary practice. Next is good animal husbandry practice. Just now, it include but it would add here under the start. The JHP farm operation are encouraged to practice the good husbandry method, such as the provide the suitable food, clean water, taking care of livestock welfare, and maintaining a high level of farm hygiene. This contains the livestock health management, ensure the livestock are free from disease, biosecurity, establish a biosecurity program, prevent entry of disease agent into the field. For instance, farm should have the fence control against people or animal entering the farm. Infrastructure which provide appropriate, safe, comfortable breeding and facilities, use the veterinary medicine and must control and not excessive medicine. And lastly, environmental pollution control program. Farm operation need ensure the measure taken to ensure the farming activity do not polluting the environment, water, soil, and air. Next is Malaysian Good Agriculture Practice, MyGAP. MyGAP is designed by the government Department of Agriculture in 2002 to give the recognition to farm the practice the APB with environmentally friendly concept. My GAP is a rebrand to replace the Malaysian Good Farm Practice Scheme SALP. This scheme was developed based on the Malaysian Standard MS 1784/2005 Community Good Agriculture Practice for the livestock practice, including the poultry, the Migrate guidelines is constructed by of the Malaysian Standard Good Animal Practice (GASP). After that, this is a good veterinary hygienic practice (GVHP). Good this is one of them from the certification under the Department of Veterinary Service, Ministry of Agriculture and Agribusiness Industry, Malaysia. Through a certification scheme which is implement voluntary, the animal-based food industry small and medium-scale SME which go through the inspection process veterinary periodically by veterinary inspection officer or trained. This is to ensure that the company fully comply with the basic hygiene and food safety standard in line with the quality assurance concept from farm to mill. JVHP implement good basic veterinary hygiene practice for the industry, starting from the raw material to the production of the finished product. Next is hazard analysis and critical control point (HACCP). HACCP was created to give the official recognition to industry that achieve the practicing the element of hazard analysis and critical control point while meeting the requirement of food safety and the needs of consumer. Starting on 2001, the HACCP certification scheme was officially launched, and the objective is provide official recognition to food premise that have successfully adopted and maintained the system for their food product. The scope is application to obtain this certificate are open to all type of food premise operator involved in food manufacturing. Applicant must implement and practice all element of HACCP pre-request program content in the Malaysian standard. The certification process involves the adequacy, compliance, and monitoring audits by auditor appointed by the Food Security and Quality Division. The objective to ensure the food product is safe to meet the requirement of the European Union and the United States of America for the export product to provide a food safety system in this country. Next is ISO 22000. This is standard certification or requirement for a food safety management system (FSMS) developed by ISO. ISO 22000 has been the standard for food safety since 2005 and based on HACCP guidelines in line with code and ISO 9001 management principle. ISO 22000 is a certificate is more focused and concerned on the business process management and leadership as well as food safety and of an organization. This helps on organization monitor the food safety hazard and make sure the food is safe for the consumption. The set of requirements not only applicable to food processor and manufacturer but also to any organization involved in the food chains. It is required the organization to analyze and address risks and opportunity determine their internal and external issue. It is also required the continual improvement. RSPO is not a license, is international requirement specified for the safety management purpose by international standard organization. Next is good manufacturing practice. The GMP was created to give the official recognition to industry that achieve the practicing the element of GMP while meeting the requirement of the food safety and the need of consumer. The GMP certification scheme was launched to give official recognition to food premise that successfully adopt and maintain the system in food premise. GMP is certificate issued by the Party Ministry of Health Malaysia KAKM as a recognition to food premise operators who are involved in the processing, packaging, storage, and distribution of food mainstream. Application to obtain this certification are open to all types of food premise operators are involved in the food manufacturing. The main purpose of this GMP certificate introduced by the government is to help the country food industry, especially poultry, to achieve the higher food production standard in order to meet the needs of the country safely and the needs of the country. The benefit will be obtained by entrepreneurs if they have the past. Make it easy company to get a head certification for export food and product upward country, expand the entrepreneurial market would further increase confidence to use the product or food eaten because it 100% approved for the safety by the government. And lastly, make it easier for entrepreneurs to get financial incentive. The bank will not hesitate to provide the loan assistance to the entrepreneur company who have the GMP certificate. And so that is my food tech. My food tech registration is a mechanism for strengthening food safety control and traceability along the food supply chain. Among the stage of the food supply chain involve the warehouse and collection center stage, the transportation stage, the refining stage, and the retail stage also. The focus will be given to food safety at certain checkpoint and stage along the food supply chain. Food premise at the checkpoint or level of the food supply chain meet the set food safety criteria will be recognized through the provision of a My Food Tag registration number. Next is halal. Halal logo means the logo issued by JAKIM and contain the 8-point star in the center of circle. Arabic word halal in center follow the Roman writing halal. The circle of the logo is written with the words Malaysia in Roman script and Malaysia in Arabic. Two small 5-pointed stars are placed to separate the Roman writing and the Arabic word. War is eligible to apply for halal verification certificate. Among its product manufacturer, producer, distributor, seller, for trader, subcontract manufacturer, for repacking, food premise, slaughterhouse, for slaughter, and how to apply the halal purification certificate, application for halal certificate for the national and international market must be applied directly to the halal hub Jakim and can through an online application. And lastly is MESTI, MESTI. MESTI is the Food Hygiene Regulation PPKM 2009 obliged every owner and occupant of the food manufacturing premise to prepare and hold the food safety guarantee program. PJKM is a system of planned practice that is documented and guarantees that any particular types of food will not harm the consumer when consumed. Among the PJKM that have been introduced to premise involve the food manufacturing and good manufacturing practice, and also hazard analysis and critical control point, and so on. However, as a scheme PJKM is quite difficult to obtain the food by food manufacturing premise, especially the small and medium enterprise SME. Accordingly, the Malaysian Ministry of Health has introduced a scheme that is easy to obtain and meets the minimum requirement set out in PPKM 2009, namely the Safe Food Certification Scheme for Industrial Responsibility. The Mesti Certification Scheme is a rebranded scheme to replace the One Malaysia Food Safety Scheme. To Mesti Certification, food manufacturing premise will be what in developing and implementing the food safety assurance program before recognition is given. This is an example of the poultry product. They will appear at the below or anywhere at the packaging. Among the popular is halal, HACCP, GMP, ISO also. And next we continue the result and discussion. The result also show that Malaysia progress toward sustainability practice in production is seen in moving moderately. The role played the government agency. The quality management practice and sustainability criteria toward Malaysia poultry production and management are highlighted by focus to effective use of the technology, enhancing the nutrient, sustainable sourcing, improving the land and water management. The first, the effective, this table show the content category highlight in these studies. The first is the effective use of technology are in breeding activity, technological advancement in genetic selection, animal product activity, packaging design in technological advancement, distribution and storage activities, cold storage requirement for the meat chill chain, and the transportation. Food processing activity, equipment design, and waste management to improve the productive asset and appointing house management, and address the legislation document, animal transport activity, animal welfare in terms of worker education and skill, and slaughterhouse activity. Tested the result also show the Malaysia progress towards sustainability practice in poultry production is moderately. The Malaysia progress towards quality management practice, sustainability practice is poultry production is seen to moving moderately. The role played by the government agencies such as the JAKIM, MOA, MAFI, MAFI, SIRIM, and KKM, and other is important in helping to improve the policies for chicken producer. However, until the study conduct, there was no authorized documentation special for sustainability practice for the poultry industry. Although the MyJP guidelines scheme is not mandatory for poultry producer, the scheme helps in providing better guidelines for managing the poultry production. In conclusion, the results show the criteria of the quality management practice towards sustainability for poultry farm also have the rules, guidelines, act, and production process. There are several main guidelines and regulations for poultry production and management, including the several main guidelines and regulations for poultry production and management, including Animals Act 1953, MyJAP Livestock Guideline 2014, Animal Welfare Act 2050, Malaysia Standard Good Animal Husbandry Practice, NMS 2027, 2006. Most of the guidelines and regulation used are also applicable to other livestock only and not specific to the poultry. Interest has been shown for sustainable practice in Malaysian guidelines, regulation and moving moderately in poultry production and management. Hopefully, the role carried out by the government agencies and other agency will help to improve the policy for poultry producer in the future. Okay, the end. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Aiman. Good slides and good presentation, comprehensive content. But it's just that you're using your phone that the view is a bit small for us. But it's good that you just now zoom in for a few pictures to show the importance or the highlights of the quality management practices that has been embedded in these poultry products. So any questions from the floor, from your friends? So Aiman? Good conclusion, Aiman. I must say that you have highlighted how this certification scheme is not only highlighted for poultry, but also including the livestock products as well. And we not only considering this topic is about the whole supply chain. That means we are not touching only for the manufacturing practices, but also coming from the slaughtering process themselves. I think I have no further question to Aiman. Anyone else have any questions to Aiman? There's no further question. Then I would like to hand over the presentation to the next person, which is Linda, I think. Linda, the screen is yours. Aiman, you can stop sharing.
Yes.
Thank you, Aiman. Go first. Wait, Abiba. You have to stop presenting first, Aiman. Okay, good.
Ya, saya tahu.
Habibah or Lina is presenting?
No, sir. Ibah is
Habibah first. Eh, suka-suka pula dia. Kejap, nak suka-suka saya kena stop recording dulu.
Good morning, everyone. Today I include Sabah and Johor. Most of the paper grower in Sarawak is mainly smallholders. Next. Next is average price. First black pepper. The price is around 13,000 ringgit per ton, and white pepper is 23,300 per ton, and the paper of export is 8,097 tons to Japan, Vietnam, Taiwan, and South Korea. This is a problem statement in three segments, which is upstream, midstream, and downstream in a paper supply chain. First, in upstream, the labor shortage problem, because the majority of the paper farmers are an aging population, while most of the children or young people have sought better job opportunities outside the village. Next is higher farm cost, because the input cost, especially fertilizer, pesticide, and weedicide, is higher in paper industry. Next is a lower paper price. Next is midstream. First is mechanical problems, especially time to harvesting. Next is handling and storage problem, because size of the storage is small or not enough for storing the paper. For downstream, the shipment delays because the distance. Sorry. For example, Malaysian paper board selling center is far from the farms, and farmers need to cover transportation costs if they sell the private sector. First is investment in downstream activities. Sir, boleh tunggu sir, ada orang dalam kelas. Boleh pindah tempat sir.
I cannot hear anything. I cannot hear. Linda, are you muting yourself? Or can your friends hear you? I cannot hear you. I can see the slide is moving, your mouse is moving, but I cannot hear you. I think you are muted. You muted yourself.
Sorry sir. Sorry, sir, because
Yes.
the class has a student.
Oh,
So we
okay, okay,
can
okay, okay. All right, all right.
So, wait.
But you are in our class, is it? In
Yes,
someone else is using the class.
yeah.
Ah, that is our class actually. You can use the class.
Next is upstream in uh first is upstream in a plantation, which is raw materials, which is black paper and white paper and fertilizers. Next is midstream for processing, processes for paper, which is harvesting, drying and storage. Lastly is downstream for paper product, which is black paper powder, white paper powder and black paper sauce. This is definition of sustainable development goals and circular of economy. Sustainable development goals is known as the global goals, a call from the United Nations to all countries around the world to address the great challenges that humanity is facing. This is to ensure that all people have equal opportunities to live a better life without risking our planet. Next is circular of economy. The circular economy is a system solution framework that tackles global changes. For example, climate change, biodiversity loss, waste, and pollution. Next is a conceptual framework of quality management practices in paper supply chain. First is upstream. We have MSISO or IEC 17025 in 2005. Next is midstream. We have MSISO 9001 in 2008 and good management practices. And lastly, downstream, we have halal certified and HACCP certificates. We will see MSISO or IEC in upstream. It is one such regulation that includes a list of requirements for testing laboratories, laboratory customers, regulatory authorities, and accreditation bodies may also use it in confirming or recognizing the competence of laboratories. For example, Malaysian Paper Board Central Laboratory. This is to ensure that the quality and food security standards for paper export at the international level are fulfilled. Their use of field of testing is chemical and microbiology. In midstream, we have MSISO 9001 in 2008. This is a specified requirements for a quality management system. All requirements of ISO are generic and are intended to be applicable to all organizations. For example, of ISO certification from Malaysian Paper Board in the scope registration provision of paper purchasing services at Malaysian Paper Board Betung premises. Next is good manufacturing practice is GMP, a system used to guarantee that goods are produced and regulated in line with quality standards on a consistent basis. Good manufacturing practice certification provides a level of assurance that the foods, cosmetics, and pharmaceuticals were created using effective, helpful, and high quality procedure. For example, Malaysian Paper Board must ensure the procedures to process the paper is effective to maintain the quality of paper. Next is halal certification is the process determining if Bumiputra enterprises have met the requirements to produce halal certified goods and services. The Department of Standards Malaysia has issued different halal standards since the first edition was introduced in the year 2000, and the only halal certification that is accepted in Malaysia is the Jakim certification. For example, Malaysian Paper Board is example of authorities that have halal Jakim accreditation. The last of downstream, we have a hazard analysis critical control point, which is HACCP. This is to ensure the safety of food during preparation, processing, manufacturing, packaging, storage, transportation, distribution, handling, or offering for sale or supply in the food supply chain. Under the certification scheme, food companies are required to follow the MS 1480 food safety. Accreditation is by the Department of Standards Malaysia. For example, is the Malaysian Paper Board get the HACCP certification for the paper products. This is a result and discussion. Improper quality management may slow down the production cycle, delay the time to market, and fail to deliver customer and compliance requirements. In the paper industry, we stand a high and compromise unacceptable. There is a need a powerful quality management system that can help ensure a product quality, reliability, and system that can help ensure a product's quality, and safety while meeting customer and compliance requirements. This is an advantage of quality management practices. First is producing quality for products. Due the important in improvement in efficiency, the company will also produce quality goods and products. Will also produce quality goods which meet the customers and clients' requirements. Next is QMP, which can help in providing customer satisfaction. Completely recognized and properly implemented quality management process can assist in meeting all the requirements of our customer. Next is can reduce the risk factor. And next is reduce the amount of waste materials. With the implementation of QMP, the number of aeroproblematic issue will get reduced. And lastly is increase in the speed of production. The conclusion is quality is one of the most important elements in every organization in the world. It requires proper adherence and management in order to ensure the products are produced to the customer up to standards. Failure to manage and resolve the quality issues will cause many negative impacts towards organization performance. And product certification always asks customers recognition received by the company can fulfill quality standard and customer satisfaction. And thank you. That's all from me.
Thank you, Linda. Good presentation. Despite the hiccup just now that you have to move from another class to another class, but It's okay. Pepper, as you have shown just now, we have few issues in pepper production. We have few issues in pepper midstream and downstream as well. And you have highlighted how this quality is being controlled by certain specific specifications in pepper. One question for you, Linda. Do this? I mean, I'm asking this from your own perspective and from your own reading and also understanding. Do smallholders implement any QMP on their part themselves? Do pepper smallholders have applied anything from their own?
I think yes.
What are they implementing? Which QMP?
They give incentive subsidies.
Coming from MPB, yes, but no,
Yes.
I mean, do we have my gap as well for paper?
My God. Sir?
My gap. Do we have my gap for paper production? GAP.
Oh, GAP. Yes, yes.
Did you show this in your slide just now? Because I did not notice.
No, sir, because when I read the article, they just give just a little information. So I then I'm not even in my slide.
Okay. Please put that in your report if they are practicing GAP. I mean, so that we can actually monitor the quality coming from the smallholders. Thank you, Linda. Any questions
Yes,
from the
sir.
friends? No question from the friends. Okay, now we are moving to the last presenter of our class, Siti Habibah. The screen is yours. So Siti Habibah will present on Kenaf supply chain QMP towards sustainability.
Kenapa tak makan? Please start. Okay, Assalamualaikum and a very good morning to Sir Zahid and my fellow friends. I'm here today to present to all of you about quality management practices in Kenaf supply chain towards sustainability. Okay, now let's go through the introduction about Kenaf first. Okay, Kenaf Kenaf or scientific name Hibiscus cannabinus L is a short-term crop and non-woody fibrous plant. It's originated from Africa. The height of plant is between 2 meters until 5 meters.
Kenaf fibers and cords can be used to produce environmental friendly products. Okay, now let's move on to problem statement. It is to develop Kenaf as a green fiber-based industry, including through research and development program, policy, and smart practices to improve both quality and production and promotion of sustainability along the value chain, like upstream, midstream, and downstream, while at the same time improving the standard of living for small-scale farmers. Next. So for the research objectives, is to investigate what are the quality management practices implemented in Kenaf crop. Next. Okay, for circular economy of quality management practices in Kenaf supply chain. Okay, circular economy is a production and consumption models that reuse product rather than scrapping and opting for new sources. It involves reduction, reuse, remanufacturing, and recycling existing material and product as long as possible. It means that all resources are reused or upcycled into more valuable goods, that nothing is waste. For example, it will be used in animal feed, nutritious food source, housing construction, and others. Next. Conceptual framework of view of quality management in Kenaf supply chain. We have Kenaf product were commercially introduced through the National Kenaf and Tobacco Board. Okay, it was established in the 1st of April 2010 as an alternative crop to tobacco. National Kenaf and Tobacco Board provide Kenaf cultivation incentives such as Kenaf and Tobacco Training Institute, assistance and incentive, machinery rental program registration and license. It is crucial for the industry to remain competitive and sustainable, as well as generate income and benefit to stakeholders and the nation. So, objective of National Kenaf Tobacco is to promote and develop the Kenaf industry. Second, to establish national objective, policy and priorities for the orderly development and administration of the Kenaf industry. And third is to promote and develop other economic activities for persons involved in Kenaf industry and tobacco industry. Next. Okay, the function of NKTB is to implement policy and developmental program to ensure the viability of the Kenaf industry and to plan, conduct, promote, coordinate, implement, and monitor all research and development activity relating to the planting, production, harvesting, extraction, processing, storage, transportation, use, and marketing of Kenaf and Kenaf product. Next. Okay, for the result and discussion. After harvesting, Kenaf is processed for a variety of use, such as for traditional use to make string, rope, cord, and sack, and furniture. It is a medium density fiber box, MDF, other wood composite. Third, construction for decking, roofing, thermal insulation, and some soundproofing, and others. Next. For the national commodity, Kenaf was identified as one of the important commodities to be developed through state strategy. First, increasing the production and product of Kenaf. Second, intensifying research, development, and commercialization activity. Third, encouraging commercial production of Kenaf. Enhancing development of downstream industry. Fifth, promoting usage of Kenaf and Kenaf product. And last, developing human capital. Next. Okay, for the conclusion, the Malaysian government has been developing Kenaf as an alternative crop to tobacco since 2005 through an industrial plan. With little input in terms of resources like money, time, and work, Kenaf offer a good return. However, for agriculture support and marketing, farmer depends on government subsidy and the state monopoly and KTB. Generally, Kenaf farming use fewer chemicals than tobacco. Kenaf grow fast and is in crop rotation with pride. However, Kenaf pose the same risk as most monocrops. Kenaf farming benefit farmer communities on a social level, since the plant is not harmful and the usage of chemical is minimal. It is less dangerous to farmer health. The ability of the government to slowly phase out subsidy and make the Kenaf sector self-sufficient is crucial to the long-term survivors of the industry. Even though the National Kenaf and Tobacco Board continue to promote Kenaf as a reasonable alternative to tobacco production. Yeah. Okay, that's all from me.